Women did not evolve and survive through millions of years of evolution if they were actually excited about meeting a stranger. Now, for these young people out there, you may not realize that the world of meeting people online, interacting on social media, over the internet, as a way to meet people is very new in human history, going back 20 years probably, or 25 years. Throughout millions of years of evolution, we met people in real life, usually through our tribes or in our communities. When I was growing up, going to high school in the 70s and going to college in the 80s, I met all my boyfriends in real life through work, school, parties, college, high school. And I think that other ways that some women may have met men was through friends introducing them. The only way, until phones came around 20 years ago, the only way that a man could talk to a woman is if he wrote her a letter. He needed her address for that. Or if he had her phone number and called her, she may choose to talk to him, but maybe her number was not published. And certainly there was voicemail and caller ID. Women have always wanted to vet men for safety. In our modern world, this has been turned completely upside down. And I think that's why so many people feel struggling in forming relationships. They're trying to do it online, on dating apps, and it's not working because it doesn't inspire a man to connect with the woman he sees in front of him, and it doesn't allow a woman to vet a man for safety and attraction. When we evolved, we didn't just vet men for whether they were safe. Like, we have, I don't know how many subconscious, physical signals. Did you know that women even pick up on pheromones subconsciously and are more attracted to men whose pheromones would make them genetically a better match for their offspring? Did you know that women on birth control, because they have changed their estrogen composition, are attracted to more feminine men? And when they go off birth control, they often don't understand why they lost attraction to their husbands. In our modern society, we have lost touch with our animal natures. We don't have to hunt or farm, or a lot of us have gotten very far away from our animal nature. So I'm here to just give you a little reminder of the natural way that women are. Now, when men contact me online for appointments, I want them to introduce themselves. I want to vet them. So when they're just calling me or sending me a like on a dating app, to my body, which grew up long before the internet and phones, my body actually feels something is wrong. And I'll tell you, it would be like a prehistoric woman, or even a woman from 200 years ago, walking through the woods, and a stranger is yelling out from behind the bush, or maybe whispering, "Hi there, I like you," or just yelling hi, or just waving a flag. Now, when I give you that example, surely you can see that she would be freaked out, or not feel safe, or be disinterested. And that's exactly how a woman feels in today's age, when men are sliding into her DMs, not introducing themselves properly, and not ensuring that they vet themselves. I had to block someone on my LinkedIn recently, a professional man who messaged me and wanted to talk. He didn't say talk about what, So my body was like, no, this is off. I have to make these videos to teach people. A lot of people don't know. Now, I will say that in this modern society, we are equal when it comes to rights, ability to earn a living, buy property, and so on. But in the world of the physical, in the world of attraction and sex, women are prey and the men are I'm not going to call them predators because they don't have our worst interests at heart necessarily. But you're more on the predator side unless you have vetted yourself otherwise. And we definitely feel more like prey. Not that we distrust all men, but if you're not vetted, you are a predator. When you don't vet yourself by introducing yourself properly, and in real life, it would be coming up to a woman, looking in their eyes and shaking her hand. Does anyone remember that's what we used to do? When you contact a woman online, you have to do it in the way of a cover letter that you would write if you were trying to get a job interview somewhere. I mean, if you just don't even send in your resume and write to some employer, hey there, hey baby, or I wanted this job, they're going to laugh at you. But somehow people have come to expect that women should be different. And I think women are part of the problem because so many women were raised in an age of the phone and they think that's the world that they have to try to live in and accommodate, but they're not thriving in that world. They end up very confused. They don't know what they want in a relationship or in a man, and I'll tell you why they're confused. Because there's nothing that feels good about meeting a stranger online. I'm going to give credit here to Adam Lane Smith, attachment specialist and author, who says that women are not down for let's meet a stranger. Now, men certainly are. A man can see a woman walking through the brush or walking down the street and be like, hey there, I like that. And they think that we women are lucky because we have men coming at us. So let me explain it to the men in a way that you might understand, that you may not like people coming at you. A gay man approaching you, grabbing your dick, or opening your wallet to a woman. That's very vulnerable, right? Imagine you meet a woman and she says, open your wallet. You have to open your wallet before you can even talk to her or have sex with her. You don't know what she's going to see or what she might take. You're just opening your wallet. That's very vulnerable for a man. Now, I would trust myself to open a wallet to a man because I feel safe with men in that way. But open your wallet. Let me see all your credit cards and all your driver's license and your address and how much money is in there and what it looks like. Or it could be like showing me your bank statement. Show me your bank statement. You wouldn't like that either, right? I hope that kind of gives you something to think about. Or every time you had sex, she fucked you with a huge dildo. A lot of men don't realize that during sex, men do so many things that are repulsive, because they don't know what they're doing, or actually painful. If their penis is large compared to the woman, he doesn't warm her up. Actually painful. I've never heard of a man experiencing pain during sex or repulsion. It's very important for men and women to understand our differences so that, ladies, we can feel safe. And I think it'll be easier for women to really like men if you get offline. Don't let any men approach you online, and look for men who are securely attached, who actually approach you, shaking your hand and looking in your eyes and saying, I'd like to go on a date with you. It's also important to give these men choosing signals. Show your interest, smile at them. There's another thing I want to say, and that has to do with the idea that men are supposed to scatter their seed. That's why they want to fuck everything that walks. I was listening to a podcast yesterday on Chris Williamson and this evolutionary psychologist who wrote some books about fatherhood. Talked about how humans are the only mammals that require so many years of parental support and two parents, and that if a child only had one parent, that child would have died. So if a man really wants to spread his DNA and have children as a legacy, he has to help take care of those children, because human children don't just come out and are ready to just take care of themselves. They need many years of growing and support and nourishment and resources. So a male strategy would be, you can fuck as many women as you want, have as many children as you want, provided you can raise them. Otherwise, it wouldn't be adaptable. So men who just fucked women and ran off wouldn't have survived. I think that's probably why polygamy was around, because in polygamy, the man would have to provide for all the women that he had children with. Now again, in today's age, we have birth control, but our bodies and our brains didn't evolve for that. Everything in our DNA evolved through not having birth control, through not having phones. So you got to think about that, and think about that's why women don't want to just fuck any stranger, because we are the bearers of children, and we have to find a man who is going to be a good father and a good husband for us. That's in our biology. All of this stuff about hookup culture goes completely against that. Women have to be very careful about who we have sex with. And hookup culture is not good for anyone. In fact, if you like having sex, the best guaranteed way to get the most sex is in a relationship. If your wife isn't having sex with you, she was either sexually abused, in my opinion, or she is emotionally avoidant, or you're emotionally avoidant, or you suck in bed. Okay? So the whole point I'm trying to make is that this whole life of meeting people on the phone is not natural. It doesn't feel nourishing. It doesn't feel wholesome. And a lot of people are not even on there because they don't like it, and I don't like it. I don't have an Instagram. I don't have a Facebook. I'm on Twitter for my work. But my DMs are closed, and I only follow women and academics. So only those people can DM me if they want. And I kept wondering why I get so annoyed with these guys sliding into my DMs. It's because I'm very embodied in healthy attachment and healthy relating. I have made some mistakes, and the mistakes I made came from a lack of knowledge. I grew up feeling safe and trusting people, and I didn't know about all the many kinds of personalities. And I also didn't understand how this modern world of phones and internet was so far removed from anything nourishing. I would say it's draining emotionally. I'm not going to call it toxic. It can be, but it's not natural. And it's not nourishing, and it's not a way of securely attaching to people. The way to be securely attached and have a chance at healthy relating is to get out in community. That's something I've been doing more lately, and it's been really enjoyable. just getting out in community, meeting other people, going to events, being in our homes and interacting through the phone, you can meet people, and that may work for some. I know there are people who have met and gotten married over playing video games and bonding that way. And that can certainly happen, but I don't think that's the norm. Again, women did not evolve to be like, hey, let's go meet a stranger. Unless they were severely abused or have some kind of issues. So that's just the video I wanted to make today. I think that paying attention to evolutionary psychology is very helpful, especially because it helps us really understand what we want from each other in relating, in relationships, and how we really feel, and the qualities that women look for in a man. And it doesn't have anything to do with height or money. It has more to do with his personality and his attachment style. I've been really enjoying attachment type of content lately, and Adam Lane Smith says that only 40 to 50% of the population is securely attached. I might have it backwards, but about half the people are securely attached and the other half are anxious or avoidant. These are the people you will see on the dating apps, the anxious or avoidant. There's no reason a woman should be on a dating app in our modern society. Men have wanted women since the beginning of time. We didn't need dating apps. And men shouldn't be on there either. You should be out meeting women in real life. So that's what I think. I think that dating apps are going to go away, and I hope that young women who grew up with phones realize that it's not the way that we thrive as women in meeting a man. Throughout history, women wanted men who were vetted, because I saw this guy every day in high school. Do you know how many high school sweethearts get married? The guy was vetted, the woman was vetted. You saw her every day at school, you saw her friends, you saw how she acted with them, whether she did her homework, how she showed up, how she acted. Same way with meeting people at work. When you meet people through a friend, that's vetted. Someone's like, hey, I think you want to meet this person. Or you meet someone at a wedding. They're kind of vetted because you have mutual friends. Vetting is very important. I really feel that. I want to know who you are and what you want, not because I'm distrustful, but because that's just natural. It's just natural. Now, there are men who use sex to get approval. Oh, if I have sex with a lot of women, I'm someone. But what kind of women do that? Those women have severe issues. There are women who use sex to get attention, affection, but it's not attention or affection. It's just a guy using you the way they use a toilet to poop, frankly. For these men, your vagina is a release, like a toilet. I'm just being very honest, because after they're done pooping, they flush and they're done. And any toilet will do when they have to poop. That's the reality of how sex is for these men who are these pickup artists and players and one-night stand guys, hookup guys. There's also a world of men who only want sex with a woman that they have feelings for and a connection with. So we as women have to be careful that we weed these guys out, because do you want your vagina to be used like a toilet? And there are men who will do this. Not because they're bad or evil. They're not necessarily trying to hurt you. They're just unconscious. They're avoidant. Or maybe they're young and super horny and they don't realize yet how much this hurts a woman. Women want sex where we are connected first. That's where we thrive. That's where we have the best sex. In a relationship with a man who's committed to us, a masculine man. with healthy attachment. That's a thriving relationship, and in a thriving relationship, women thrive and the men thrive. So this is just me. I'm almost 62. I have a birthday this month, and I'm sharing my wisdom and my mistakes and things that I'm learning along the way. I never thought I would be single for 10 years. It's been over 10 years. I always thought I would meet someone. But I haven't met someone who is securely attached, interested in me, and single. My standards are pretty high. They have nothing to do with money or height or six-packs. So don't go there. And for those of you who think I'm just an ugly old prude, there are many men who disagree with you, and I make my money off that. And I have male friends who like me. People like my videos. I'm not for everyone, but I'm not the only woman struggling with this. I'm not the only woman struggling with this. The point is, securely attached people are getting married in their 20s and 30s. They're off the market. Some of them get divorced again 10 years later, so you will see many second marriages starting when people are in their 40s. It's really rare for someone to get divorced in their 50s like I did. It's pretty rare. And finding somebody who is single, securely attached, has equal values, and is also interested in me, there are not that many people out there now as there were in my 20s, when everyone I knew was single. And if you're looking for secure attachment or healthy relating, the numbers shrink, a lot. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I look forward to your comments. And be sure to join the membership site where I drop some member-only videos, and I post all the videos 5 days earlier. I'm just trying that out, and I read all the comments there and reply to them. Usually reply, but read them for sure. Thank you for watching my video.